Memorial Day is a time to reflect on the men and women who died fighting for our freedom. But it's also important to remember the ones who survived. Every year, Naperville News 17 shares a local veteran story, and this year we met up with Nina Petru, who served 24 years in the United States Air Force. Nina Petru was working in an operating room as a surgical assistant when she decided it was her turn to serve her country. After a few visits to the Air Force Base at O'Hare, she knew she had found her next calling.
When I was out there with those folks and watching them socialize and the camaraderie and listening to the stories and the travels and the things that they did and the transporting of patients and you know, just being in that whole environment, I just knew I needed to be a part of that.
At the age of 27, Petru joined the Air Force as a reservist. Since she had worked in medicine during her civilian career, she wanted to stick with it and join the Medivac unit. After 15 years of service and at the rank of Master Sergeant, the base at O'Hare closed.
You couldn't just go somewhere. You had to find a spot that you would fit into that would take your rank. I couldn't find anything.
Petru's only choice was to retire. But the day of the retirement ceremony, she got offered a position in Wisconsin to become the chief of the command post. While there, her daughter got off active duty and joined the flying squadron.
I did get to sit back and watch her fly one time. That was pretty exciting to see your child up there between those two pilots in that center seat doing her thing. It was a very proud moment for me.
After a few years, that base also closed. She moved yet again and volunteered to go to war in 2003. At the age of 51, Petru was off to run the flight line in Kuwait. While overseas, American troops captured Saddam Hussein.
It was pandemonium. I mean, you're yelling out to the guys on the flight line, and everybody's just kind of running around going, I mean, you weren't there, but you were there.
When Petru returned home, she immediately wanted to go back, but her commander said it was someone else's turn to serve. So in 2005, she decided it was time to retire, this time for good.
Once you've deployed, you don't want to come back and be that clerical office person. You want to be over there with your peeps.
Petru is now a proud member of the Judd Kendall VFW, helping the young men and women serving today have a voice.
You read now they want to freeze their wages. The veterans that have come home that are wounded pay partially for their medical insurance. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We need to make sure that these young men and women are still motivated. There's something there that makes them want to sign up to support and defend the country like we did.
Petru and the members of the VFW stand proud on Veterans Day, but say Memorial Day isn't for them.
But Memorial Day is for those people that weren't as fortunate as those of us that came home. We can't ever forget them.
Later this year, Nina Petru will be named the next commander of the Judd Kendall VFW.